Hi guys, Cousin Kinoko here. Welcome to another pickup video. First off, this time I picked up Bangayo for the Sega Dreamcast. Paid €5 for this, which is a good price. I think it goes for around between 12 and €15 on eBay, so got it for more or less 1/3 of the price on the flea market. It's complete with the manual and pretty good condition. Well, the only thing is it's got these two cracks in the cover here. Now, I played this game before. I borrowed it from a friend and I really like it, so I'm very happy to add it to my Dreamcast collection and yeah, get to play this game some more. Next up, I also picked up this Nintendo GameCube memory card box because actually it doesn't have the memory card in it, but it's got everything else, the manual and the piece of cardboard in there, and it's in pretty good condition, so I decided to pick it up anyway, and well, at some point I will find the memory card as well and it will be complete. I only paid 20 cents for it, so I thought it's worth picking up. Next off, I imported an American NES game here, The Adventures of Dino Riki, and as many of you probably know, this game was never released in Europe, which is why I had to import it. And well, I really like Hudson Soft, which is one of the reasons I decided to buy it. I also saw some video from TVN Lust where he talked about the game, and I got a bit keen on trying it. Including shipping, it cost me €7.50, which is quite a lot somehow, because this game is a very common game and a very cheap game in the US, but of course it costs quite a lot with the shipping. And I'm not so sure if I would recommend picking it up for that price, because even though it's a really nice game, you're like this caveman and the gameplay is kind of like a shooter, vertically scrolling shooter, but it's just frustratingly hard, especially when you get to the point with the water and those lilies and you have to jump from leaf to leaf. The jumping mechanics are kind of broken, or not broken, but it's really hard to control him. He's kind of jumping all over the place, especially when you gain speed. And then it's really hard to jump from leaf to leaf, and you just keep dying cheap deaths. And well, it's a decent game, but nothing amazing. Still, I'm happy to add it to my NES collection, which is growing. And so next up, I picked up a PS2 memory card for €1.50 on the flea market. Now this goes for around €4 or €5 on eBay, so saved a bit of money there. And it's always good to have an extra memory card. I also, on the same day, picked up this Game Boy Advance, the original version. This is the transparent white color. Now the condition is quite good. It has some scratches on the glass, if you can see that. The battery lid here is still on. It was really dirty, and it had like a lot of brown dirt stuck in the connections here, between the plastic here. But I opened it up and cleaned it thoroughly, and now it looks pretty good, and it's in decent condition. Also, when I picked it up, I found it had this cartridge inside of it, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. Didn't have this, so was happy to pick up both of them for €4, which is a really great price actually, because the GBA goes for quite a bit. Well, I guess in this condition maybe €15, and then the game here goes for around €15 as well, so you're looking at €30 for this, and I paid €4, so very happy about that. Next up, I picked up a copy of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for the GameCube. I bought this on eBay. It went pretty cheap. It cost, including shipping, it cost me €4.50. The reason it went so cheap was because the guy didn't have a photo of the actual game and didn't write anything about the condition, so I kind of bought it blindly, hoping that the condition would be, decent, pretty good. A bit disappointing though, as you can see, it has some water damage on the paper inside here, and well, the condition of the cover is not that great. It's got like a chip of the plastic broken here, but still, at least it has the manual, and the disc is in okay condition. It has a few scratches, so well, I hope I will find a better condition game at some point. But €4.50 is a pretty good price for Crystal Chronicles. I picked up another copy of Rad Racer for the NES at a second-hand shop. Of course, I already have this game, but it only cost €1, so I kind of felt that I had to pick it up, and maybe I can use it for a trade at some point. But let's see, this is a really common and cheap game. Goes for I think around €3 on eBay, and you find it everywhere. It must have sold millions of this. So, but there might be some collector out there that's missing Rad Racer from their collection and would like to do a trade with me at some point. So, okay, I went to Oslo, and in Oslo now, the last weeks, there has been flea market season for school flea markets. I went to one of the school flea markets, and all the way in the back they had cardboard boxes filled with DVDs and VHS and stuff like that. Flipped through it and I found some games. Not only these two, I found some more. I only brought these back to Germany and left the rest in Norway. What I picked up was 3 PS3 games, Majin, 2 Worlds 2 and Overlord 2. I picked up 2 PSP games, this Loco Roco 2 and Motorsport Arctic Edge. I also picked up 3 Wii games. I found 2 copies of Mario Galaxy, and I also picked up Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. So those are 8 games altogether, and I only paid €8.70 for that, or I think it was 65 Norwegian kroner. Now, if I sell only one of the Mario Galaxy copies, I will get 12 to 15 euros back on that, so I already got the rest for free, so that's really a great deal, and I'm very happy about that find. Back to the German flea markets, I picked up this stuff, found it in a cardboard box, or different cardboard boxes at the same stand. That's the Game Boy Advance link cable for the GameCube. We have a SCART cable. This can be used for the Super Nintendo or for the Nintendo 64. And I picked up 2 empty Game Boy cases. Altogether, this cost me €2, which is really great because this one is quite hard to find, especially the original Nintendo branded one. And on eBay I only saw I think 5 auctions of this, and they were selling it for between 22 and 29 euros, and I paid €2 for this altogether, so very happy about that. And also I already have one of these from before, so now finally I can play Crystal Chronicles 2-player, and picked up a new Game Boy Advance, so I have everything I need there. Okay, and then I also did a game flip. Okay, now I don't know anything about Skylanders. I don't have the Skylanders game, but I saw on one of the stands there was Portal of Power, USB plug type Portal of Power with 3 Skylanders figures, and the figures were Cinder and Jet Vac, and this guy, which I found out his name is Tree Rex. Well, I didn't know if they were worth anything, but since the game is quite new, I figured it's worth something. The guy started out with wanting €6 for it. I haggled it down to 4, so that's really cheap. I didn't know how cheap that actually was at that point, because I didn't know that this guy is actually rare, because the normal Tree Rex has a different color, but this guy with a blue metallic here, he was only limited to PS3 Slim Skylanders bundle, so he was only sold in that bundle. So he's rare, and buy it now on eBay. This figure costs €50. I saw an auction go for €30, so I paid €4 for everything. So that's a really great deal. I'm gonna sell this one, and the other 2 figures on the Portal of Power, I actually took it to a second-hand shop here in Berlin, and I did a trade. And I traded for Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu for the NES. So basically I got this game for free. Now, this is also made by Hudson Soft. Actually, it seems to be quite rare. There are only, I think, 4 or 5 auctions on eBay here in Germany. Only buy it now options, and they go for between 15 and €20. Now, I'm surprised that people aren't talking about this game more. I had heard about it, but I don't really see people talking about this a lot, which is weird, because this is a really amazing platformer, action platformer. Obviously, you play as Jackie Chan, and you jump around kicking frogs and snails and monsters and things like that. I played this to the second boss. It's tons of fun, really tight controls, nice graphics, great music. Definitely recommended game. So if you find this, pick it up. This is the obviously the European version with this kind of cartoony caricature of Jackie Chan label here. I saw the US version has more of a realistic cover, but I actually prefer this. It's kind of nice and funny, silly cover there. So I also picked up an original Xbox controller. I paid, what did I pay for this? €2. Goes for around €45 on eBay. I already have 3 Xbox controllers, so finally I have a 4th one, and I can play 4-player on my Xbox. Finally, I went to another second-hand shop here in Berlin, and I picked up these 4 games for €19 altogether, which is not really cheap, but the reason I picked it up is because I saw this game there, Thunder Force 4 for the Sega Mega Drive. Now, this is a really great shooter, apparently. I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard it's really good. And I thought when I was there, I wonder if this game isn't actually quite expensive on eBay. And I was right. Cart only goes for around €15, so... And these games are probably around €5 each on eBay. So I paid €19, and I would probably get 30 on eBay, so... That's a decent price. We have Solar Jetman, Tiger Heli, Arkanoid Do It Again, or Do It Again, I guess, Thunder Force 4. So this is some nice games here. We have 2 shooters. This is a drop zone kind of gameplay made by Rare, and well, Arkanoid, I guess a lot of you already know it. I never played this version, but I used to play it on the PC, and I really liked it there. I liked the enhanced graphics and the power-ups in this version. So happy to finally have this on my Super Nintendo. Okay, running out of time here, so I'm gonna stop. That's it for my pickups this time. I hope you enjoyed watching, and until next time.